What if I were to suggest that you play a key role in the awakening world? And that you are watching this because you have heard the call. We can start right now by opening our hearts and minds. Welcome to the awakening world.
Greetings, everybody. Namaste. I am your host, Love Coach Scott Katamas, and welcome to the Sacred Sunday edition of the Awakening World. Wow, what a beautiful weekend we have had. On Friday night, we had an incredible experience with Shri and Kira joining us, and a magical miracle experience took place between them and our beloved Jerry Anderson, the wild monk of the Mystic Monastery. We're going to hear from Jerry today. And then last night was one of the most powerful shows that we've done. You know, I've hosted 500 online shows since the start of the pandemic. And I got to say, last night's was one of the most powerful ever, as we brought together several leaders in the Ascension movement and learned about what Ascension really means, and actually had some incredible experiences, including beautiful music from Cornflower and Pamela Butters, Pamela LaLuz Butters, who I noticed just came into the chat, into the Zoom room with us. Speaking of in the Zoom room, welcome to many, many of our friends. Let us know where you are geographically. It's always fun, especially because we have a lot of wonderful guests. Now, before we get to our guests, I want to welcome those of you that are watching on Facebook. You know, because of John and Summer Raymer, who put together the Sign Network, that's S-I-N-E, we go out to over 100 Facebook groups and pages. So I want to welcome all of you who are watching us that way. I also want to thank Alan Steinfeld for putting us on his YouTube channel, and Sheila Seppi and the Conscious Awakening Network. That's our newest broadcast partner. So for any of you who are watching us that way, please come on into the Zoom room. And it's easy to do that. I'm inviting you to join the Global Peace Tribe. Just go to globalpeacetribe.com, and where it says click Join Winter Season Now, that takes you to our registration page. We do 3 shows every weekend, and every show is incredible, like I was just describing. Friday night, live from Ecuador, all about the peace pyramid that was just built. Last night, some amazing luminary leaders like the Twin Ray, William Henry, the Stargate Experience people. And then this, of course, is the show that we're going to have today. And we have an amazing show. So go ahead, register, join us. And that way you can come on into the Zoom room. It's easier to interact with all of our guests. And today it's all about preparing for the winter solstice, winter for us here in North America. And I want to welcome, I know we've got several people from Ecuador. So for our friends down under in Australia, New Zealand, Ecuador, of course, it's your summer solstice. We're going to prepare for that. And we have the remarkable Abigail Spinner McBride with us. She is very special, and she's making her debut on the Awakening World here. And she's going to provide information, inspiration, music, and magic. But before we meet Abigail, I want to also let people know that later on, we're going to have music with our beloved Fanny Starchild is with us. And we love Fanny. And we're going to hear from the wild abbot of the Mystic Monastery, Jerry Anderson. And always we have beloved Omashar with us. And we also have the One Humanity Institute, Nina and Janice. They are getting teddy bears out to children in Ukraine. Excuse me. So with no further ado, to introduce Abigail, here is a video that I'm eager to show that is going to share a little bit about who she is. And then we're going to hear from Abigail, including some beautiful music. So welcome aboard. It's going to be a great show.
Members of this tribe have taken the lessons of the drum circle and transformed them, drawing on ancient traditions, both Eastern and Western, from shamanism to Jungian psychology and alchemical symbolism. In gatherings large and small, they dance, drum, and chant, often from sunset to sunrise for 3 consecutive nights.
People have been gathering around fires since the beginning of time to make music and magic and tell stories together. You know, when you get a group of people together for an extended period of time doing a meditative group activity followed by the sunrise, people are going to have a profound experience regardless of their spiritual or religious background. It's like all of the underpinnings kind of fall away and it's you and the light and that's it.
When people enter a fire circle, they're entering an alchemist flask. We set up a perimeter of torches that create a literal container, and the people coming into the fire circle are the elements. And then we take all of these elements that enter our bottle, enter our magical circle, and through the drumming and the music, we heat them gently. And over the days and the days that the dance continues, people sweat, they move through their blockages, and they just offer anything that's lead into the fire, and they get lighter and lighter and can transform the lead of their life into the gold of music and rhythm and community, dancing and thriving and supporting each other. So it's literally an alchemist vessel, and we change our lead into gold. At the fire in the center represents the sun. And all the people, all of our community, all of the tribe is dancing a universal dance. The people that dance closest to the fire are dancing that fast mercurial orbit. The next ring out from that is the planet Venus, where people dance a little bit more slowly and a little bit more gracefully. Just out from the orbit of Venus is Earth, and you'll find people rattling there a little bit in trance, keeping the rhythm, maybe saying their prayers, dancing their dance. On the outside of the Earth orbit, where we have the line of iron torches, is the orbit of Mars. And this is where people support the energy, and they rattle and they sing the songs back, and they are witnessing and supporting the dancers that may be dancing for 3 days straight around this fire. Just beyond the orbit of Mars is Jupiter, and this is where it's more freestyle dancing. The planet Jupiter is mythically represented by Jolly Jove, balance. And beyond the ring of Jupiter is Saturn. Saturn, of course, alchemically is represented by the element lead, and this is where people sit and ground and meditate. So the orbits of the fire circle mirror the dance of the universe.
So that gives you a little taste of who we are and what we do. My name is Abigail Spinner McBride. I am the High Priestess of the Family of Fire. And for over 20 years, we have been putting on events much like the one that you saw, often with as many as 200, 300, or 400 people gathering around a sacred fire in a safe, family-friendly, drug and alcohol-free experience. Excuse me. That often goes for 3 nights in a row. So let me begin from a place of gratitude. I am so very thankful to be here with all of you right now. Thank you, Scott, for asking me to join you. I am deeply honored. Let's begin by tapping into that gratitude, each and every one of us. I invite you to sit in a way that is most comfortable for your own beautiful body. Perhaps your spine is straight. Perhaps your feet are touching the ground. And I invite you to breathe at whatever depth and pace feels most perfect for you right now. Bringing up that feeling of gratitude, simply that we can breathe. For now, more than ever, we know what a gift each breath really, truly is. Grateful for these good bodies that have gotten us thus far in our journey on this plane. Grateful for the earth itself, at just the perfect distance from the sun so that we may have atmosphere and life and breath. And as you breathe deeply and gently, become aware of your feet on the ground. Perhaps wiggle your toes a bit if you can. And imagine that there are roots growing down from the bottoms of your feet, down into the earth. Feel your connection through your roots to the earth below. And take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, send down all that which no longer serves the highest good through your roots into the ground. And let's do that one more time. A breath in, and a breath to release down. And now as you breathe in, imagine that earth energy, that dark, rich, fertile energy of earth flowing up through your roots, rising into your center, grounding you, connecting you, feeding your spirit exactly what it needs at this time of winter to get you through the dark and through the cold. And as you breathe, now I invite you to bring your awareness to the crown of your head and all that is above. The air, the atmosphere, the moon, the nearby planets. Reaching up and up with your awareness into the cosmos above. Sensing the stars moving into infinite space. And perhaps, just as we are aware of the cosmos above, perhaps the cosmos above is aware of us. And you can imagine some of that starlight, some of that cosmic heavenly energy flowing down to you. Down through the stars, past the planets, past the moon, through our atmosphere and into the crown of your head, all the way down into your center. Feeling how there is grounding below and connection above at exactly the same time. how your body becomes the bridge connecting the above and the below. And let's take 2 breaths into this centered, peaceful, grounded, connected space. And again. My friends, we are at this time now here in our hemisphere of the winter solstice. And the solstice is a time of quietude, of firelight and dreaming, when seeds are germinating in the cold earth and the cold light of the stars can be seen, and the cold sound of church bells may be ringing through the land. Perhaps we are taking some time to be still now, watching the cold sunlight and the bright stars. Maybe this is a time when we go for walks in a quiet land, and all around us, we are hearing the stillness, knowing that this is a time of rest, of rejuvenation, of restoration. Solstice comes from the Latin meaning sun stands still, and it occurs twice a year around December 21st, which is the shortest day and the longest night, and then again around June 21st for the longest day and the shortest night. Technically, winter solstice is the moment when the northern hemisphere of the earth is tilted furthest away from the sun. This marks the start of the winter season in our hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, you are having summertime. This is the longest night of the year. But from this day forward, the sun begins to experience its growth and light returns with more and more light until we reach the summer solstice in June. This is a time for rest, for deep dreaming and hibernation, to honor the darkness within us and around us, to honor the times of trial and tribulation, of difficulty and sadness that we have gone through, knowing that we are still here and that the light will return. I'm so grateful to share this time of winter solstice with all of you. And I'd like to offer you some music. These songs that I've written are for you. So I invite you, once you catch on to the words, which you will, to sing along on mute, to lend your voice to this creative container that we make together. Sing through my voice and play through my hands. Let the way be open. That's it. Come on, sing it. Sing through my voice and play through my hands. Let the way be open. hear harmony, sing harmony. Sing through my voice, play through my heart. Let the way be open. Let the way be open, I said. 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 Let the way be open. 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 Sing, sing through my voice. Play, play through my hands. Let the way be open. For those who need healing, we say, let me heal my voice that I might praise you, praise you. And we say, let me heal my voice that I may lift you up, lift you up. Let me heal my voice that I might praise you, praise you. Let me heal my voice that I might praise you and lift you up. Let me heal my voice that I might praise you, praise you. Let me heal my voice that I might praise you, lift you up. Sing, sing through my voice. Play, play through my hands. Let the way be open. Oh, my friends, we have opened the way. We have asked for our voices to open, and so we free our minds from fear and judgment as we arrive in the present moment. We say, free the mind from judgment. We say, free the heart from fear. We are releasing expectations, bringing spirit near. Yeah? Free the mind from judgment, free the heart from fear. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Come on. Free the mind from judgment. Yes. Free the heart from fear. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Open up our minds. Open up our hearts. Open up our voices. Let the magic start. Open up our minds, open up our hearts, open up our voices, let the magic start right here, right now, right here. The nice thing about this song, like many of the ones I write, is that all three pieces will work together. So if there's one you like, just keep singing it. Free the mind from judgment, free the heart from fear. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Free the mind from judgment, free the heart from fear. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Open up our minds, open up our hearts, open up our voices, let the magic start. Open up our minds, open up our hearts, open up our voices. yes, let the magic start right here, right now, right here, right now. Oh, free the mind from judgment and free the heart from fear. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. Releasing expectation, bringing spirit here. We say, oh, ah, one more time. We say, Hari Om, friends. Thank you so much for singing with me.
Abigail, that was just amazing. I just wanted to take a moment to, what a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way for us to start our Sacred Sunday.
Beautiful. Thank you. It is my honor and my pleasure. You know, I have been hearing music since before I was born. My mother would sing to me. My mother was always, always singing. My father would play piano and trumpet and clarinet. There was always music in the house. They would ballroom dance in the dining room together. And they started me on piano lessons before I was 4 years old. So music has been the brightest thread in the tapestry of my life, my whole life. And like Sean Colvin says, if there were no music, then I would not get through. But thankfully, there is music, and I am so grateful.
You bring so much joy and so much passion. It's wonderful because I know Abigail in a different way. This is my first experience of really the extraordinary musical songstress artist that you are. Wow.
I'm so grateful that I get to show you this facet of the diamond that I am. I'm very, very blessed in that the light shines through me in many different ways. You know, I'm a belly dancer. I love to cook. I love to garden. My husband, Jeff McBride, is a world famous magician, and together we run the Magic and Mystery School here in Las Vegas. I teach mindfulness classes and meditation. I'm a mom. I have so many interests that my husband calls me his Swiss Army wife.
I love that. His Swiss Army wife. That is very appropriate as we're getting to know you, Abigail. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Since you brought him up, Jeff, of course, is one of our favorite magicians. He's been on Saturday Night Live and The Awakening World. And all the magicians that you've seen on our shows came through Jeff. And so Sean and Paul Draper and all the others that we love have all come through Jeff. But I got to say, this is the most exquisite opportunity to get to know you, Abigail. And
so grateful.
In seeing your video, dancing for 3 days. Now, how perfect to have you as our guest as we are entering the Holy Day season. And I don't know if any of us are going to be dancing for 3 days. But we are going to be entering our own unique ways of celebrating the end of the year, preparing for a new year. And so I'd love to ask you to just share maybe a little bit about the pagan history of the solstice, and then any tips that you might have for how we can, in our own current day and time, practice and celebrate. So I turn it over to you with those questions.
Well, thank you. You know, regardless of our religious or spiritual background, we can all agree that the earth goes around the sun and that we have seasons. Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So winter solstice is the coldest time of the year in the northern hemisphere, when the top of the planet is tilted away from the sun. So we have the least amount of light and the least amount of sun. And in the mythic cycle, in the mythic story, the great mother has gone to sleep. And she is now beginning to birth the divine child, the divine son, S-U-N, S-O-N, that this is a time when light begins to return. Even though we cannot maybe notice it just yet because it's incrementally larger. But there have been, you know, throughout all cultures, this story of the mother rebirthing her son. We see it in the Isis stories with rebirthing her son Osiris. We see it again later with the story of, you know, Dionysus being torn asunder and coming back together with the Maenads in Greek mythology. This story of the dying and resurrecting king god is one that transcends religions and cultures and time itself. And so here in our lifetimes, this is a time when we see the bears are going into their den to hibernate, when some of us just want to sit by the fire with a cozy blanket and a pile of books and a cup of tea. This is the time to rest. When the nights are longest, we have the opportunity to sleep longer, to dream deeper, to look at what we've taken with us through the winter, to be grateful that we have enough to get through until spring comes again. So this is really a time of reflection and of remembrance and of faith that the light will return and that we will return with the light. I have a poem I would love to share that speaks exactly to this. It was written by a woman named Gina Puero, and it's entitled Winter Solstice. And she says, winter solstice, the rebirth of the sun, and the slow, slow return of the light. 'Tis the season to turn inward, stoke the fires, nourish, snuggle, reflect, rest. The time to tend our roots that will feed the blooms yet to come. Sip broth of bone, fat, and root, and simmer yourself right down to the bottom of the pot. Revel in beeswax lit lullabies, the smell of old books and tea kettle conversations. Tuck yourself in and hibernate in the sweet blanket of darkness, in moonlit snow, in the long, cold nights. Take some time to slow down and stop doing, and just be. Undress the heaviness from your bones and dance with your ghosts. Sink your teeth into this long night. Let the moon howl at you and slowly sing you back from shadow to light. It's by Gina Puero.
I love all those images, are just beautiful. And speaking of images, thank you you are gorgeous. Your backdrop, the way you dressed, of course, you are exquisitely beautiful. So thank you for just bringing us into the magic and the wonder of this time.
It's a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for having me.
Would you be willing to share another song with us?
Oh, yes. Yes. Give me just a moment.
Absolutely. And I just want to welcome, I'm going to read while she's getting ready, I'm going to read some of the wonderful comments coming in. Dia writes, I find it astounding that you, Abigail, have been having these precious ceremonies for 20 years. Bless you. And thank you so much for sharing your nickname, the Swiss Army Wife. And Donna writes, your light shines, Abigail, when you sing. Suzanne writes, what a most beautiful and amazing voice. Wow, yes. Pamela, who serenaded us so beautifully last night, writes, That was wonderful, Abigail, and the meditation was so powerful.
Thank you.
Eleanor Joy writes, joy, 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 and then tears of release, followed by more joy. Susan writes, music and human connection. Jeffrey Colbrook writes, wow, wow. And I just want to acknowledge we've got friends, we've got Dorina all the way down in Ecuador, Gabrielle, who's in British Columbia. Of course, we've got Jeff, who's coming to us from Las Vegas, along with Abigail. So many of our friends from all over. Jerry is in Pennsylvania right now. Charlotte up in Canada. Charlotte just wrote, I feel like this entire Global Peace Tribe journey of the past 3 years has brought us to this point right now. This weekend has taken our ascension to the next level. We are transformed. Namaste.
So beautiful. My mother passed this year on August 1st after a long and beautiful life filled with spirit and love and joy. And she was a Jewish mystic and a student of Kabbalah and Jewish meditation and mysticism. She drew a lot from the work of Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav. And so I wrote a song in honor of her passing based on his work. Again, if you catch on the words, please sing along on mute. And then we'll go into a sort of kirtan style medley for the light. Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav used to say, friends, do not despair. When a difficult time is upon us, our joy must fill the air. Come on. Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav used to say, friends, do not despair. When a difficult time is upon us, our joy must fill the air. For life is a narrow bridge, a narrow bridge, and the most important thing is to not be afraid. For life is a narrow bridge, a narrow bridge, and the most important thing is to not be afraid. Rebbe Nachman of Bratslav used to say, friends, do not despair. When a difficult time is upon us, our joy must fill the air. Our joy must fill the air. Our joy must fill the air. So we sing, yai diddy die, yai diddy da da da, yai diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, yai diddy da da da. Hey, I diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, I diddy da da die. Yay, diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, I diddy die. Come on. Yay, diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, I diddy da da die. Yay, diddy die, diddy die, diddy die, I die die. Nachman of Bratslav used to say, friends, do not despair. When a difficult time is upon us, our joy must fill the air. So we sang, yai-di-di-di, yai-di-di-da-da-di, yai-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di, yai-di-di-da-da-di, oh, yai-di-di-di-di-di-di-di-di, yai-di-di-da-da-di, yai-di-di-da-da-da-di-di-di, friends, we are bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Light is returning, even though this is the darkest hour. Light is returning, even though this is the darkest hour. No one can hold back the dawn. No one can hold back the dawn. And let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Let's keep it burning. Let's keep the light of hope alive. Make safe our journey through the storm. Make safe our journey through the storm. One planet is turning, circle on a path around the sun. One planet is turning, circle on a path around the sun. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Earth Mother is calling her children home. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the dark. I am delighted, I am delightful, yeah, I am delighted, I am delightful, I am inspired, I am insightful, I am inspired, I am insightful, I am savoring all in my sight. I am savoring all in my sight. I am surrounded by the light. I am surrounded by the light. Ah, bringing in the light, bringing in the light. Bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light, the light, the light. Surrounded by light, we are. 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 We are surrounded by light, we are. Surrounded by light, we are. Surrounded by light, we are. We are surrounded by light, we are. Angels around us, angels above us, angels within us and all about. Angels around us, angels within us, angels around and all about. On our right, behind us, Gabriel. On our left, Uriel. In front of us, Raphael. And on our hats and over our hats, the presence the presence of the one in the many, and on our hats and over our hats, the presence of the many who are one. Surrounded by light, we are. Surrounded by light, we are. Surrounded by light, we are. We are surrounded by light, we are. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, bringing in the light, bringing in the light where the darkness dwells. Bringing in the light, the light, the light, the light. Ah, bringing in the light, the light, the light, the light. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. Shine on, shine on, shine on. Let's spotlight each one of us so we can sing to each other, huh? Yeah. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. Shine on, shine on. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. Shine on, shine on. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. Shine on, shine on. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. You are the light in my eyes. Shine on, shine on, shine on. We say, oh, shine on, my friends, shine on.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Feel that light.
What a blessing you are to our world. Thank you so much. Suzanne just wrote, what an amazing way to start the day. Every day as it enlivens me and fills me with joy. Thank you, Abigail. And I like what Dia wrote. Abigail, this sings to my Jewish soul. Your precious mother is mother to us all at this moment.
Yes.
Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom. Just a reminder, well, I definitely going to invite you to come back. I want you to co-host a show with me, Abigail. Now that I know
That sounds
how
fun.
brilliantly talented you are, I've already got ideas of how we can co-create something together.
Wonderful.
So thank you so much. And again, a reminder to, you can find her music on Spotify, iTunes, or Bandcamp by searching for Abby, A-B-B-I, Spinner McBride, Abby Spinner McBride. And then the website to go to is vegasvortex.com. And that's where you can find out all about upcoming events, Fire Circle. She and her beloved Jeff do have the incredible Museum of Magick, which I so enjoyed visiting last month. and had an amazing dinner. This woman can cook, let me tell you. I had the most delicious homemade dinner with her. So Abigail, God bless you so much for
Thank
being with us.
you. Thank you,
On this
Scott. Thank you so much. I am so grateful to know you and to be connecting into your tribe. It's wonderful to share time and space for you. Friends, I send you the light of Solstice. I send you blessings in the darkness. May you rest and hibernate and dream beautiful dreams. And I will see you in the spring. Many blessings all.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. You know, when I had dinner with Abigail and Jeff, I discovered that she had been connected to my compassionate communication classes that I taught on the Unity Radio Network. So that was kind of a cool connection. So we're going to transition into the next part of our show, although boy, we are all just still, she's amazing. She is absolutely amazing. Okay. Well, we're going to transition. In a moment, we're going to hear about some wonderful work that's being done by the One Humanity Institute. And then we're going to have some wonderful community sharing. We're going to hear from the Mystic Wild Abbot, Jerry. And then we're going to hear from some of our friends in Livestream. So to help us make this transition, one of our favorite musical artists, she's back. Here's Fanny Starchild. Hey, Fanny, how about that opening music just now, huh?
Well, how could I second that? I could only do my best and add to the beauty and wisdom and the light and the joy that we are here. So here I am, the little Starchild magical harp priestess.
Oh, Fanny, it's so perfect having you. You know, your microphone's very low, though. Can you turn up your microphone a little bit?
Slow, are you sure?
Yeah, it was very low. Even Donna Rose. That's good. That's good. That's good. And yeah, I just want to come on for a moment while she gets ready to welcome everybody. I see a lot of our friends came on while Abigail was playing amazing music. And so, yes, here we go. I think she's ready. Our beloved harpist.
You know, it's like winter wonderland here. The snow is falling and the wind is blowing and the birds are flying and the squirrel just came by my door, says Fanny. Beautiful people of the world. This one is for you. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful butterfly. Spread your wings and fly. Spread your wings and fly. Gently in the wind as you fly. You disappear in the blueness of the sky. But today you disappear in the whiteness of the snow from the sky. Blessings in disguise as you fly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. as you take yourself so ever lightly, you can fly. Through the rising of the inner sun, you can fly. Follow your heart, follow the light, and fly. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful as you are. Beautiful, beautiful when you open up your heart. Open up and smile. In my dreams I fly. Is this real? I'm dreaming. In my dream I fly. In my dream, is this real? I'm dreaming, yes I can fly. So beautiful you are. So beautiful, so beautiful. You open up your wings and stretch to the sky. Open up your heart and so beautiful, so beautiful. When you fly, open up and stretch in the gentleness and the sweetness of this time. You fly. The sky is yours to be light, to be free. Just take yourself so ever lightly. Yes, beautiful, so beautiful. Fly so lightly. So beautiful, so beautiful. Stretch into the sky. Give thanks for all there is, for our love and our compassion to rise. Be strong in giving and continuing to rise above. Abigail, you're so cute.
Oh, that is just so beautiful. And wasn't it lovely watching Fanny and Abigail together, just their divine feminine beauty? But then I had to bring in the guys. So I appreciate Jerry and Jeffrey coming in. So we have a little divine masculine to go along with the divine feminine there.
The
There's-
divine masculine have found their divine feminine. That's where the balance is. As long as women find their own also masculine energy and men find their feminine, there will be a harmony around the world. So let's be more and complete within our own selves and within each other, to bring our loving light and fly.
Beautifully stated. Absolutely beautifully stated. And a reminder is that we can support Fanny by going to Bandcamp, and that's where you'll find her and her partner, Vigari, who of course we love. And they are the Mystiques 1111, the Mystiques 1111, and they've got some wonderful albums there. I'll put it into the chat box for us. And Fanny's going to be back in a few minutes. That's just beautiful, Fanny. And thank you, Abigail, for adding your beautiful hand movements and dance gestures. You two are like a perfect duet. I love how...
Yes, sisters in past lives. And thank you for the smile. Smile is the energy that brings on more light. So let's smile.
Beautiful.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Well, it's my honor. This is kind of a spontaneous. We are going to get to Beamy and Bart in a few minutes. But Janice Hall is a longtime friend of Global Peace Tribe. And she reached out to me about something very, very important that's taking place that she's involved in. Janice, of course, you've seen her on this show. You see her on a lot of Global Coherence Pulse and World Unity Week. She is the president of the Natural Network International and leadership team for One Humanity Institute. And she's invited her friend Nina to be with us. And this is Dr. Nina Meyerhoff, the president of One Humanity Institute. And they are doing some very, very important work, which I want for us to all learn about today and to support. So Nina and Janice, I'm going to turn it over to you to tell us all about the wonderful work that you're doing.
Thank you. It's a great honor to be here. What I want to say is that I think is very, very synchronistic. First of all, happy Hanukkah. May the light within us shine everywhere. Yes. And this project, when you bring up Rabbi Nachman, who is really a symbol of the new understanding within Judaism, but the project, One Humanity Institute, started 7 years ago when I went with Domin Kochabar to Auschwitz. And I've been there several times. I've been there many times because it's been about 7 years, but it is, how can humanity do this to humanity? And what would it look like if we were to behave differently? What would be the lessons that we needed to learn to awaken? And this is the rising of the new. And so we've been working there for 7 years. We've identified a place that has 12 barracks, former SS barracks on it, and are turning it slowly into a city of hope. But in the process, we traveled around the world, and in Israel, we met a man who bequeathed us a house from his grandparents in the town of Auschwitz, which is called Oswiecim. And then we were bequeathed another building, and now we're acquiring another building. We're formulating a campus to be a prototype of what would it look like if we were to be one humanity and working together in cooperation and recognizing really that we are all one. And so we've been working on this project, and in the process, the Ukrainian war started. And I became quickly moved by that and went to the border. So I'm going to show you a very short video of that experience and then tell you the next piece of our work. Whoops, why is that doing that? Okay.
This child wrapped in his father's coat, crossing the border from Ukraine to Poland, the grandmother wanting to ensure that her grandson had something of his father's in case he never saw him again. Our journey to Poland started way before we even got there, at the local Staples in Vermont. where we received donations of boxes of school supplies, crayons, and coloring books for the kids. As well, we'd like to thank the Vermont Teddy Bear Company for graciously donating the Hero Bear teddy bears, which were absolutely perfect for these Ukrainian kids to receive. Nina Meyerhoff and myself made our way to Poland in just a couple of days. From the moment Nina texted and said, hey, let's go and help, to the minute that we hopped onto the plane, we had very little time, but somehow managed to rally an army of people to be able to help us to get the supplies that we needed to take with us to Poland. And here we are, we've arrived in Krakow. We have some of our suitcases with us, filled and stuffed with teddy bears and school supplies. Now, we possibly couldn't carry everything, so we needed to make sure that we could support the local economy of Poland, who were so graciously and generously helping out the Ukrainians. We wanted to buy local, so we bought hundreds of teddy bears from this beautiful store in Krakow. I couldn't believe the selection. They were gorgeous. Our first stop was to make it to the border of Magick, on the border of Poland and Ukraine, where we were able to see hundreds and thousands of people lined up, waiting to be processed as they entered into Poland. A team of us got together and started meeting people, connecting, and handing out teddy bears. The teddy bears for us were an opportunity to connect with kids and their moms in a safe way. Plus, it brought smiles to their faces. From the border, we headed to the town of Auschwitz, or Auschwitz. Now, many of us, when we think of Auschwitz, think of the concentration camp, but outside of that is a beautiful old town of Auschwitz. And here, the people so welcomely opened their arms for people to be able to come and stay. Our work from there led us back to the Refugee and Processing Center near the border once again in Magick, where we met and saw hundreds of people staying in the shelters. We also had the opportunity to go to the train station. And here was a different kind of hope. Unlike the border, where people looked so tired and just shell-shocked coming across, the train station was a place of hope. Here, people were getting on trains to go somewhere, and the kids were super excited to receive their teddy bears. We also had the opportunity, from going to the train station and seeing these wonderful, happy, smiley kids, to go back and work once again at the border. We traveled back and forth numerous times with all of our donations, and shelter upon shelter, we just saw more and more people arriving every single day. Our last few days took us to Warsaw, Poland, where we spent some time at a shelter that had at least 4,000 people staying there. And we had 600 teddy bears that day to give out, and there was at least that many kids who received them. The kids here were in a happy space, although the moms looked very tired. And one of the things that we heard over and over again from people was that, where will I go next? The shelters aren't a place to stay. The shelters aren't a place for you to raise your children, and it's certainly not a place to stay safe. And so this propelled us to go back to Auschwitz, where the One Humanity Institute, which Nina heads up, owns 2 buildings. One of them was badly bombed during World War II, but the other, an old bakery, had 9 apartments. So with the call of volunteers and another one of our fellow hope makers, started project managing and getting the local high school kids involved in the cleanup and the beginnings of the demolish, so that we could hire the contractors and get the contractors ready to refurbish these buildings. The 9 apartments will allow for up to 25 people to be able to stay and live for an extended period of time until it is safe to go back home. I'm back home now, and as I reflect upon my time in Poland, I realized what a blessing it was to be there at the beginning of this war. It's because at that point in time, it was just people. It was just the people of Poland and the volunteers that had come to help. There wasn't any NGOs, there wasn't any government set up yet. It was just people coming to help, and we got to be a part of that, which I am truly blessed and honored.
Okay. So really, it's to tell you that we started this project as One Humanity, but we rose to the occasion because of the Ukrainians. And we now have gone out with GoFundMes, and we raised the money to refurbish the house. So here I'm going to show you another very short video. Whoopsie, this should go away. Do you see that?
Yes,
So
yeah,
small.
yeah, that's the right video.
Hello, my name is Timothy. I am 17 and I'm from Ukraine, from small town Tokmak. It is project House of Hope. Welcome, please. We have been living here already for 5 days. It is bedroom, not interesting. It's our bridge, the washing machine. So here we eat some food. It is my room. I live here with my mother. This is our bunk beds. This sofa. Here I do my homework. I study Polish and English language now. So I want to study and work in Poland. I want to stay here. It is common room. You can do some work here. We can iron our clothes, and it is wardrobe. It is a room for 6 persons. 2 bunk beds and 1 sofa for 2 persons. It is my bicycle. It was presented for me. And this is all. Best wishes to Nina. Thank you very much for this project. I'm very glad and happy to live here. Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Yeah, and so our journey with the Ukrainians began. And recently we received 800 more bears. And Janice, you're going to share about that, please.
Okay. Yeah, so Timothy is one of the displaced Ukrainians. We don't call them refugees, we call them guests. We try to give them the dignity of one humanity. And this is a place where unlike many of the transition places where those from displaced from war had 3 to 5 days, we allow them to stay for 3 to 6 months. So we've had a rotating group, and now we have about 20 guests in the home. And by the way, the costs of the war have made prices rise everywhere, but in particular, the heat costs in Ukraine, and in Poland, and it's very, very cold there. We were there in September, and it was cold in September. And so we need to keep the House of Hope warm. It's a concrete building. The heating costs have gone up over $2,500 a month. And so what we have here, the teddy bears that Nina just mentioned, we are asking people to sponsor a bear. These bears will go to make your holiday gift, kids caring for kids. And why we say that, here is a picture of Nina, and here are some of the kids with the bears. And each teddy bear has a personal message from the students. Now you saw Timothy, so some of the young people in the House of Hope, as well as the local high school, who we've come to know many of the students there. We visited with them in Oswiecim when we were there in September. We went to their English classes. They came to the House of Hope and participated in a global youth convergence on the UN International Day of Peace. What was extraordinary about that was we introduced them to the students at the Chicago Peace Institute, students in Ukraine, other countries in Europe, as well as Rwanda. And they came away after this, as we were all sitting together, saying that what they learned from this is that young people everywhere have the same dreams and the same hopes, and that they want to be global citizens and they want to make a difference. So when these teddy bears arrived at our doorsteps in Auschwitz, they all volunteered to participate. And each one of these 800 bears has an individual note. Whoops, how did I do this? I'm so sorry. 800 bear cards were designed and printed in the House of Hope. This is like gotcha. There we go. There's a message. And here are the students packing it with love. And there's Timothy, as you can see. And I'm missing a slide here. I don't know why. And I'm very apologetic. It's going so fast, I can't
That's
get
okay.
this. Here we go. Here we
That's
go.
okay.
I just wanted you to see the individual tags. And I wanted you to see the slide where they're sitting in the House of Hope Peace Lab. And just to say the Peace Lab, Philip Helmick, who many of you know, was the director for the Shift Network's peace director, and he passed last August. And his tribe and many people around the world contributed to sponsor computers in what we now call the Peace Lab, so that the students and the families can communicate, get jobs, and they can communicate with schools around the world and further their education as well. So this is, the last piece of it at the very end, sorry, for some reason that wasn't moving correctly, but the Rotary Club, Brian and Lisa Berman, who uplifted their lives from Ojai and moved to the House of Hope. They moved to Krakow and work with us at the One Humanity Institute. They're connected to the Rotary Club, and they got Rotary International to pick up with their trucks from our House of Hope and drive to the Ukraine and hand deliver these teddy bears and really brighten up the lives of these young people who are orphaned or have been left by their families for safety reasons in these orphanages. So when you sponsor a teddy bear, you also provide heating for the House of Hope for our 20 people. Now, that may not seem a lot because there are many people, many refugees around the world. But instead of doing a little bit for a whole lot of people, we do a whole lot for a small group of people and make a big difference in their lives. So help us keep the House of Hope warm this winter. Thank you for letting us be here.
Well, thank you.
onehumanity.institute is the website, and it has a prompt there that'll take you to our giving page for the teddy bears.
Yeah, Janice, I actually put it in the link, and now I'm going to pull it up so we can all take a look at it. So again, for those of you on Facebook, what we're looking at is onehumanity.institute. Onehumanity.institute. And then once you get there, you can see right up here where it says how to donate. And I certainly want to invite everybody to please donate. Let's support this really wonderful organization. There's different ways you can donate. Here's where we'll
actually, if you, Scott, go directly from the prompt to that page, then it's the House of Hope Teddy Bear campaign. This is to donate here to be an active member of One Humanity. So the specific page for the teddy bears, you have to, there you go. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So here's, thank you for pointing that out. So when you go there to onehumanity.institute, you'll see option to click for the teddy bear campaign. And this is where we can sponsor a teddy bear. And I'm certainly going to do that right now. And we can sponsor at different levels. $100 sponsors 2 teddy bears, but it also heats a room for a month. So I want to make sure everybody really understands that. We're running really late. So I'm going to actually switch back over to Fanny. Fanny, we did still have a little trouble hearing you. So if you could turn your volume back up just a little bit, that would be wonderful. And again, thank you so much, Janice and Nina, for the work you're doing. Nina, it was amazing to watch that video, and just incredible, your commitment. So thank you so much. And I'd love to have both of you come on again as we go along, because obviously this sadly war is going to be lasting for too long, and we need to continue to raise money and support. And I really love that it's not just teddy bears, but it's heating homes in the wintertime. So that's a very practical and important part of the campaign that you've created. So thank you for that.
All right. everybody can find their role in the ecosystem of one humanity. So find it, become your authentic self, and be present now and light up. As Abigail said, it's time for all of us to light up and use this solstice as an inspiration to really ignite the inner fire of our soul to do our authentic work.
Beautiful. And I want to just really acknowledge the kind of how was something that came together today as that we're at the start of Hanukkah, just really honoring the Jewish tradition. And how interesting that it just kind of came together that we have, you know, the incredible experience of you having been to Auschwitz so many times. And Abigail, I did not know she was going to bring in the beautiful, I didn't know about her Jewish mother. And so I just want to honor that as we start Hanukkah, the beauty of the Jewish tradition. And a big part of that tradition is to contribute and to be of service. So let's all do that. And as you're all donating, I'm going to go back to Fanny to play a little bit more harp music while hopefully we all are donating.
Thank you.
The song is called Have a Good Journey into the Spirit World, which is going within your heart, of the one heart. Inspired by Osho. Wonderful. Free your mind. Be here now. We are beings in flight, and majesty is who we are. We are of space and purity, gently floating, diving upon eternity. Bring the Om inside your heart, Om inside, and let it out. Sing with me. Om. Oh, hey, oh, hey, Om. We are union of the eagle and the swan, male and female, fire and water, life and death. We are our integration, self-creation to a new life. We are a mystical union with the divine. It's truly who we are. wings of flight in majesty is who we are. If space and purity is who we are. Gently floating, diving upon eternity. We are perfection and beauty. Chante la chanson d'amour, la chanson de lumière, la chanson pour la terre.
Thank you so much, beautiful Fanny. I hope all of you donated during that time I did. And also we can support Fanny again by going to Bandcamp. You'll find her and Vigari under the Mystiques 1111. And I've also put that into the chat box. For those of you watching on Facebook, please do support beautiful Fanny, the Mystiques 1111.bandcamp.com. And thank you, Abigail, for adding your beauty to this. You two are like
such a pleasure.
Twins.
So
Twins.
Wonderful to share time with you, Fanny. Thank you so much for the beautiful music. Really, really heart opening and warming.
Yes, thank you. Same here. It's a harp opening, harp space. You are beautiful. Smile.
Well, we talked about music. You know, the title for today was Music and Magic and Miracles. Now, there's already been some miracles, the miracle of the beautiful connection between Abigail and Fanny, the miracle of all that love of bringing the teddy bears to Ukraine, and kind of our opportunity to celebrate our Jewish tradition. But another wonderful miracle that is of a more human nature is some of the miracles we're having with this amazing product called Lifewave. And my dear friend Beamy, who I've known longer than I've known anybody else on this show. I've known Beamy for a long, long time. I'll just leave it at that. There she is. And she started telling me about Lifewave, and I was very cynical and skeptical. Actually, I was beyond skeptical. I was cynical, which I really am. But thank you to Beamy's persistence, I started using these Lifewave, a little right here, Lifewave X39. It's on the back of my neck right now. And it has really helped with my arthritis. I have pretty significant arthritis, and I spend so much time on computer. It's really helped me with that. And so I continue to get the new products. I just got and I'm waiting today. Hopefully she's going to show me how to use this new one. It's hard to show on with the camera, but the Shine, we've got this new, here it is, this new product, this spray. So I'm hoping, I tried to get Beamy to show me. She said, well, look at the pamphlet. I said, no, I want you to tell me. She said, I'm too busy. I'm doing 2 Zoom rooms right now. So anyway, I brought her on the show. And you know, a lot of our beloved friends, last night we heard Pamela Butters playing amazing. I'm going to bring you up, Pam. You rocked it last night. She sang a pair of songs on the Awakening World that was just fantastic. And Pamela also has been using Lifewave very effectively. And I know a lot of our friends are. And we also met through Beamy. He came to our retreat. Bart Smythe, who's with us today. And of course, Bart and Pamela were at the Global Peace Tribe retreat. So this is a time to just really want to let anybody who started on Lifewave to get started and to maybe answer some questions. And I'd love to ask each of you maybe to share one miracle story that you've either personally experienced or that you've observed, because we promised miracle stories today. So Bart, would you be willing to get us started?
I'd like to say one thing before we get started, because with what Janice and Fanny and everyone has just been doing, I wanted to drop in something about what Lifewave is doing on a humanitarian effort, because the company is massive in over 80 countries, but one of the biggest focuses that David Schmidt has is how to help different crises in the world. And the Ukraine has been one of his major focuses, where he has donated thousands and thousands. I don't want to say how much, but to the Ukraine effort. And another thing that Lifewave has done, they also work through the Red Cross, and David has come up and created a new drone and the entire science of dronology. There's not another company in the world that has a drone like what David created. And now the Red Cross has approached David to partner with him in order to send supplies out quickly to all these distressed countries in the world, like the Ukraine, you know, like when they have hurricanes and tornadoes. And so he has been invited in March to be recognized by the Red Cross because of his humanitarian efforts. And this drone is able to send pounds and pounds of supplies. No other drone in the world has the capacity to do what David's drone, and he's creating a fleet of these now. And they're going to be able to send supplies wherever is needed. So I am just super proud to be part of this company, because not only do we help create miracles in people's lives with their health, which everybody here can understand. If your health is lacking, if you're not feeling good, then nothing else is going to go well in your life. So bringing the health and changing, using only light and frequency is what Lifewave is known for. And now the humanitarian effort in 2023 is going to be exploding around the world. So I just wanted to preface this and let everybody know that this company is not just another company. It has a mission to help people live a more resilient, vital life and turn their health around and actually go into age reversal. And this is the miracle. This is what we see happening every day with people's health. So that is what I wanted to share with everybody first.
Well, thank you, Bimi. Yeah, that's very perfect. And I did not know that. And yeah, clearly Lifewave is an amazing organization that is very humane. And I would love to hear from Bart and then maybe from Pamela, anything you'd like to share about this, and then we'll come back to Bimi to wrap it all up. And Bimi, I'm still hoping you to show me how to do the sprays.
Yes.
Bart, are you?
I'm here.
Great, come on up. Yep, there you are.
Hello, everybody. That was really nice, the program before with the Fanny and music and the it was really important. I just want to acknowledge it was really important to, with the teddy bear giveaway, to put faces on the people that you hear about in the news. And so thank you. Yeah. And one more thing I want to say about the drone, just real quick, the motor puts out cleaner air than what comes in. That's the other technology that he came up with. So miracles that I've seen. I mean, I'm a miracle with this product. Being that I came to this, I'd lost neurological feed to my left leg that's returned, and I'm actually playing tennis and climbing and stuff again. I'm 67 and I feel like I'm 40. But one of my biggest miracles in my friends and well, I've shared it with is my client that had MS. And after 3 months, her brother had her get another MRI, and she'd spent tens of thousands of dollars going to Sri Lanka and India and Switzerland trying to get help for her MS. After 3 months, she went and got an MRI, and her largest lesion, the size of a walnut in the back of her brain, was gone. And as I said, she was no longer dragging her leg. And at 8 months, I contacted her again. No more lesions, no more symptoms. So this is huge.
Mhm. Wow. Thank you for that. That is huge. That is absolutely huge. I mean, my God, it doesn't get bigger than that. Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you, Bart. I know you travel all over helping and supporting people. You've supported a lot of global peace drivers. So God bless you and thank you, brother.
It's my pleasure.
I'm going to bring on our angel from last night and angel from the retreat. How are you feeling this morning after last night, Pamela?
Well, I just appreciate you so much. And I just, like I said, I love our global family. It's just really incredible. Had a little trouble with the technology and then I forgot to run it through the mixer, but the first one, anyway, but what I do want to share with you, there's miracle stories constantly with Lifewave that I've witnessed. And even with one of my girlfriends, her mother was almost on death's door when she got home from a trip and was lifeless, and they had to carry her to the restroom. She wasn't communicating. She said she prayed really hard what to do. And the idea came, oh, I need to use the Lifewave stem cell patches. And she put them on her and she'd been in bed. She was kind of getting ready to call her family that, this might be the last thing for mom, because her mom is elderly. And after she put the Lifewave stem cell patches on her, she woke up in the middle of the night worried because she thought, oh my gosh, I didn't check on mom. I'm sure she needs to go to the restroom. She was up there brushing her teeth and all on her own. She was just back and coherent. And she said, Pamela, this stuff is truly a miracle. But I want to tell you about the shine too. For people that have a shine and dream, it's such a powerful combination. It's not just aromatherapy, it's a structured water that he's created that helps heal as well. And the man is just so brilliant. But if it's a miracle just being able to go to sleep. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you can't go back to sleep. And my mom's been dealing with that for years. And she just sprays that dream on, and it's like effortless. She has a really wonderful sleep, and there has been nothing that worked for her. And the other thing that everybody would love, I think the whole world needs to have some shine, is it raises your levels of oxytocin, the love chemical. And guess what? One of the side effects too is that it decreases belly fat. So who wouldn't want oxytocin and to get rid of belly fat? And I noticed that even in myself. I'm like, I was thinking it was what I was doing, but then when I ran out of shine, because I got some at convention just as a sample, I noticed the difference when I started using it again. So yeah, it's a cool product. So
you got me now, because I have a little embarrassment about my belly because I've been eating a little too much.
Yeah,
so I've got my little shine right here. How close? Like how do you suggest this? Because
you spray it on your wrist and then breathe it in. I like to breathe it in 8 times, and I breathe all the way down to the core, like into the crystalline core and back up. And I kind of hold it in the center of my brain and breathe it down. But I like to breathe it 8 times for infinite possibility. And it gives you so much focused energy too. It really is like spraying sunshine.
Yeah, it's powerful, and honestly, I'm glad you told me that because Beamy didn't get back to me, so I didn't know. So I've been explaining it.
You're gonna nail me to
And then my
the
dog
cross.
comes and it's like,
It's
so now I know.
wonderful.
Now I know to do it this way. All right, thank you.
Yeah, honestly, I take a little bit and go. Like
It's strong. It's powerful.
Yeah. Anyway.
No,
You're losing the belly fat. Thank you.
it has not only the oxytocin for the women.
Oh yeah,
but it's the testosterone for the men. In 3 days, it increased it 30%. So that's what you want, Scott.
Oh, are we telling on him?
No, I don't. But it works on both, for both men and women. And it's the blend of oils and herbs is what does it. And the water. What Pamela said, the structured water is very healing. We don't even know the full range of how this works.
I'm going to bring Bart on. Bart, is there anything you want to add about the new product, the Shine or the Dream?
Everything they've said, and the important thing about the testosterone that's built is it's the positive form of testosterone. So there's no drawdown there. And I ran out of my Shine that I got at the convention. Or no, I didn't run out of it. I left it in Phoenix when I drove to Santa Fe and back. And then I drove to Las Vegas and I used it. And I didn't know how much energy and clarity I got from it. But I used it. And I really did a lot of work the day that I used it, a lot. And I was driving back to Phoenix and I couldn't believe how much energy. I was trying to figure out, where did I get this energy? Like, oh yeah, I mean, one shot of Shine in the morning. I mean, I had a cup of coffee too, but I drink coffee anyway. So yeah, so it really was a marked difference, because I kind of grew into having more energy, and then, as I say, I dropped. So, and yeah, like the structured water is very interesting, very interesting. So.
Beautiful.
The other thing that it does too is that it's balancing your hormones, and everybody needs that. So for both men and women, especially as you're getting older, the hormonal ups and downs and the way that it affects your whole energetic system, plus just your mental capacity. It's a huge product. I mean, it was just launched during Thanksgiving. So, but it was tested for quite some time, but it's the smells, especially of the Dream. You did this, you don't want to do the Dream until right before you're ready to go to bed, because about 10 minutes and you're down.
Okay.
When you take it, and it is like euphoric. Those are some of my favorite smells, essences. So you'll have to try it out.
Wow. I want to say that I am using all the products now. I've got the energy enhancer that I put here. And honestly, I think I learned from Pamela at night when I put on the wonderful evenings, I put it right here in my third eye. Elevata. And this morning I dreamt that I was a San Francisco 49er, but it was back in the day, and Joe Montana was throwing me passes. I swear to God, it was the dream I had this morning. And I didn't want to get up because like, I'm a 49er. I'm a professional football player. Joe Montana throws me passes. So that, I don't know. I think that the Elevata on the third eye has definitely been working for me. And just a reminder, everybody, if you want to learn more, there's two things to do. Go to this website, which is startx39.com. X39 is kind of the starter program of Lifewave. But this tells you all about how it activates our stem cells. This is what I started with. That's really helped me with my arthritis, and it's helped so many people, as you've heard. And then if you want to order, you got to call Beamy. So you can reach out to Beamy. I've put her phone number into the chat box, or you can email her. A lot of our Global Peace Tribers are now using the different Lifewave products. And so this is going to help us all. Look, we're all getting older. We're all a day older than we were yesterday. So we're all aging. But this is helping us with that. And Bimi, I'd love to bring it back to you for anything else you might want to add.
Yeah, if you could give me share screen, one of your global peace peeps, Kiki, just had an accident and she took pictures and she's using the patch and she sent me her results. So I want to show you what happened.
Go for it. You've got share screen privilege.
Okay, so let me just pull these things up here. Now I'm going to say that some of this is a little gruesome to begin with. This was...
And we all know Kiki. Kiki was actually in the Zoom room with us earlier today. I put the spotlight on her when Abigail was singing, but I don't think she's with us now.
Okay, let me get this lined up here. Hold on.
Okay.
All right, so this is picture one. This
Nice.
is her skin is thin. Look at that.
Wow. Wow. Jesus.
Right? That's pretty gross. She wanted to take it off, the skin off. The doctor said, no, we're going to put it back on. And she put, hold on, I'm trying to navigate this.
We're seeing the patch. We see the patch over it.
Now look at that. She said normally it would take her 4 to 5 months for this to heal. This is about 2 weeks.
Wow.
And this is the progression of the healing. Look at that. It's like new skin.
Wow.
So that was pretty amazing. And we get wound healing is one of the biggest things that happen. And we get these kind of pictures all the time. But it's always nice when you know the person personally. And just to let folks know, this is a fully money back guaranteed product. Scott has branched off into some of the other patches now, because what happens is you get such great results on the X39 stem cell activation patch that it's like, oh my gosh, what else is there? Because David Schmidt is so brilliant in what he's creating. So, you do what you want as you evolve with taking the patches, but the main one that everybody starts with is the X39, and that is actually a combination of a lot of the other technologies of the other patches. So it's not about, just loading up with patches. Start with the X39, get your results. We don't make guarantees, but I have over 3,000 testimonials of people that have turned their health around from things like MS and Parkinson's and joint pain and knee and rotator cuff and migraines and rashes and mental issues and brain inflammation. It just goes on and on and on. Digestive problems, gum issues, because what stem cells do when they're reactivated is they go to heal where the body is damaged. And as you're getting older, after 60, you've lost 80% of your ability to make younger stem cells. So let me ask you, who here would like to reactivate their stem cells?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if you don't, then you really need to think about that. Because if you want to put your body into age reversal, and this is what David talks about, if it's happening in nature, he can mimic it. And this is what his brilliance is. He takes what nature's doing and brings it into his technology. And so I would say, give yourself this gift, give it a try. You have nothing to lose, absolutely nothing to lose and everything to gain.
Beautiful. Bimi, thank you so much for being with us. And again, thank you, Pamela. Thank you, Bart. And everybody, let's do it. I was skeptical, I was cynical, and I'm a believer now. So it's great stuff. Thank you very much for coming on and being with us. And I know we're going a little bit later today because we added at the last moment. I decided to add the Ukraine fundraising. So thanks for your patience of being with us. And thank you, everybody, for being with us. It's been an incredible weekend for the Awakening World. And the only way we could end such an incredible evening would be with Omashar, who has been with us through every show from the beginning. He's the first one in to do the sound checks and closes us out. Oh, and wait, before you comes on, actually, I just want to let everybody know that Omashar is going to be doing a concert. And we want to be at that concert. So this Wednesday night, there's going to be an Omashar concert, Wednesday the 21st. I'll put the Zoom room into the chat box. And tell us a little bit about what this is going to be, Omashar.
It's going to be a mini concert. It's on the back of Ben Bowler's presentation, who is going to share some of the experiences of the last 10 years of Unify. But it's also globalfire.earth is the organization that's hosting a whole week of events. And so if you go to globalfire.earth, it will actually tell you about all of the events that are happening this week, including mine, which is on 7:30 Eastern time on Wednesday the 21st, which is the solstice, of course. So beautifully chosen. And so it'll be fun. It'll be a quarter of an hour and about that, give or take, and we can go deep and do a bit of dancing and a bit of crying, and I look forward to seeing us there.
Beautiful. Globalfire.earth. I'll put that in the chat box. And Omashar then coming on at around 4:30 Pacific time, 7:30 Eastern.
That's right. And so in closing here, I'm going to sing us a song called Going Home. And it was a song I wrote when I was just starting to awaken and the light was starting to crack open my heart and smash my mind into a form that would actually receive more light. And so this song is called Going Home. I like it anyway. Medium tempo, Jennifer. Temperature. This song's about going home. Better. About hopes and dreams, the ones that open your eyes, yet you rarely realize what they are doing with you. It's time to look where we're going and choose our destiny. It's our attitude in life that leaves us open to all kinds of things. This is the journey that you take on your own. There are others going with you, yet you do it all alone. All you need is courage. Spirit is with you and the outcome is assured, so there's no need to worry, no reason for fear. You will feel much lighter
Choose what you know well and share it amongst your friends. I can't conceive of a world where there's no feeling at all, no time for greater things. Only one thing to say, and that's to enjoy yourself. There's no one better than you to do what you do, to go for anything. This is the journey that you take on your own. There are others going with you, yet you do it all alone. All you need is courage. Spirit is with you and the outcome is assured, so there's no need to worry, no reason for fear. You will feel much lighter.
That was really fun. And boy, Eleanor was dancing up a storm, I gotta say. And Eleanor wrote, absolutely fabulous weekend. I'll now be dancing to Smasher's wonderful music in the kitchen.
Yeah. That was my when I was receiving the name Omashar, that was the first one that came in, but I realized it was a comic character, so I thought I'd choose Omashar instead.
Oh, well, I don't know, maybe we're going to have to rename you Smasher.
That's right, along with Masher.
Hey, you know, I had promised that we were going to hear from the wild monk, Jerry, and in all the excitement of Abigail and everything kind of went a little bit longer. I'm still going to bring him up real quickly because he's here with us, the mystic abbot, the wild abbot from the Mystic Monastery, Jerry. And for those of you who missed it on Friday night with Sri and Kira, who created this incredible peace pyramid in 90 days, it's huge. And Jerry offered to build the next one on his property in Puerto Rico. And when Kira heard this, she burst into tears, and she told Omashar and I today is the first time she's cried publicly like that in 20 years.
Oh, goodness. Oh my goodness. Yes, we were all touched. This whole weekend has been just off the charts. It's hard for you to set a bar higher than this last weekend.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, so this really has been epic, an absolutely epic weekend. Now, are people still, is it possible for people to come and work on the land and be part of the Mystic Monastery? Are you still receiving people?
We will be in the spring. At the present moment, we're in a little standstill of the property. So we're focusing more on doing some of the foundational work of the UN and all those types of things that need to be done. So we're very proud of how far we've come already, establishing our own sovereign country. Yes.
Oh, beautiful. Well, we love you, Jerry. Thank you so much for being such a big part of the Global Peace Tribe.
It's a blessing to serve.
Yeah.
Thank you for your service, sir. You are an integral part of our family.
My pleasure. You know, Jerry was a big part of our retreat in October in Sedona, and I am kind of toying with whether we can pull off having a retreat in March or April, either back in Sedona again or in California. And so that's something that I'm contemplating. Your feedback is certainly helpful to get. Next weekend, we will be doing a show on Christmas Eve. We've got Reverend Matthew Fox and JJ and Desiree Hertok lined up, and going to line up a few other things. I am not sure about Christmas Sunday morning. Christmas Day, I'm not sure how many people would really be tuning in. Plus, it also happens to be my birthday. So I haven't decided about that yet, but I keep you apprised. We are going to put together a big New Year's Eve celebration, starting with 2 hours with Sri and Kira, and then the Awakening World, collaborating with a lot of our friends. So definitely we will have a beautiful New Year's Eve for you. All right. Thank you, everybody. It's been an incredible weekend. If you missed any of the shows, go back and watch, and please invite your friends. Let's get as many people watching the Awakening World as we possibly can. Have a beautiful week, and we'll look forward. Happy Hanukkah, Merry Christmas, Happy Holy Days, and we'll see you next weekend. I'm going to go to gallery view one last time. Everybody can smile, twinkle. Much love to you, and see you soon. Take care.